Happy Monday to you. It is Monday, January 31st, 2022. This morning, we're going to talk about how to make the most of your week. How do you make the most of your week? What does it look like when you have a productive week? How do you measure it? How do you prepare for it? How do you make sure that this Monday morning gets started off in proper fashion so that the momentum that you create on this Monday morning will carry you all the way through the end of the week and make this week the most successful week that it can be, and then do it again next week? That's what we're going to talk about this morning. Let's get started.
It is ultimately important for you to look at your goals, truly what you want to do in your life, and then look at the people who you spend the most time with in your life and figure out if that lines up.
All right, guys, what's happening? And happy Monday to you. I hope you guys are having an awesome week already this morning. I hope you got off to a great start. I hope you properly prepared for your week. I don't want to give you too much of what we're going to talk about here this morning, but we're going to dig in this morning and talk about how to make the most of your week, how to make the biggest impact, how to make the biggest difference that you can from one week to the next, and how do you build momentum, and then how do you keep that momentum rolling. So this is something that took me a long time to figure out, how to get to a point where, really momentum is almost a given, right? You can create it at any point that you need it. And, for me, I've kind of cracked the code on that. I know what it takes for me to be able to be successful for the week. And so I see a lot of people struggle with that, having a great week, 1 week, and then the next week kind of, not having such a great week at all. And so that's what I wanted to talk about this morning. And that's what we're going to unpack. And I'm going to give you guys the entire playbook of how I kind of prepare for my week, and then how I get started Monday mornings, and how I make the very best of every single Sunday into Monday to get started off on fire. But first, as always, I want to say good morning to some folks. Man, I am happy to see some people over there on LinkedIn chiming in the comments here. So Daniel Good, what's happening? Good morning to you. Trudy, good morning. Trisha, good morning. David Martin, Scott Rhodes, Bob and Cynthia, what's happening, guys? Good morning to you. Tony Grout, good morning, brother. Bill Schomburg, my man, and then Matt Mulchin and Mike Blaney over there on LinkedIn watching. Mike, I'm glad to be talking about this, man, if that's something that was a hot topic for you this week. Vicky Everett, Matt Johnson, good morning to you guys, and thank you guys for being here. It means the world to me to be able to spend my Monday morning with you guys, and to be able to share every single morning with you guys here on Morning Perspective. So how do you make the most of every single week? I'm going to tell you guys this. Number one, a productive Sunday, and I'm not telling you to work all day on Sunday. That's not at all what I'm telling you. Spend time with your family, do the things you need to do. Make sure that you're recharging over the weekend, but make sure that you don't enter Monday morning clueless, because it will be harder for you to play offense in this world when you have no plan for Monday morning. When the plan for the week is starting on Monday morning, it is much more difficult. So I know a lot of people, I know some successful people that start planning on Friday. So they plan the next week kind of to finish the previous week. So they'll start Friday afternoon, starting to make the to-do list, starting to figure out what their schedule looks like for next week. That's one way to do it. For me, it is always the best for me to start that on Sunday. So yesterday, I had an incredibly successful and productive Sunday. I worked more than what I would have liked to. However, it reminded me of just how much momentum can be created on Sunday. Like literally, I put in so much work yesterday that by last night, I was on the couch watching some football, relaxing, and fully prepared for this week from a schedule standpoint, an activity standpoint. What are the to-dos that I have? What are the critical tasks that I got to get done this week? But that Sunday time block, whether that, and typically for me, that is going to be like literally 7:30, 8 o'clock on Sunday night when everybody else in the house starts to wind down. I grab my planner, I grab my phone, I grab my computer, and I go to work and I start to look at what does the next 7 days really look like for me. And I say 7 days because as I look forward in the week, the way that I kind of anchor my week is looking at what we have to do the following weekend. And so this coming weekend, I'll be in Florida for a couple of days. And before that, I have date night with my wife and another couple that are great friends of ours. And so I have things to look forward to throughout this week. And so I anchor the entire week with, kind of what's at the end of the week. What does it look like? So I'll be in Florida getting some work done, but I'm pretty excited about the work that we're going to get done. And then there's always things throughout the week that really stand out to me that are exciting stuff, right? That I get to do. I mean, they're work related generally, but I also have, different things. Like I got to go to breakfast with my daughter yesterday morning, just daddy and Paisley for a morning. And then I took my sons out to get some stuff at the store yesterday. And so all of those things, really help me stay motivated and focused through, some of the mundane tasks and the stuff that's not so exciting to do. But so Sunday night or sometime Sunday, I would highly recommend that you guys spend some time planning the following week. Make sure that you are filling in your calendar. I know a lot of people do it digital. I know a lot of people that prefer paper. I am a combination of the two. So I write everything down, and I also keep everything in a digital calendar. So I use Calendly for people to be able to book time with me, and that creates the Zoom calls and does all that stuff for me. But then I take that and I transfer that, and I'm writing down everything that I'm going to do that week in my planner so that I am committing that to my brain. So I'm looking at appointments that I had nothing to do with, right? A lot of them are just kind of placed on my calendar. But I am focusing in on those appointments as I'm writing them down to figure out what it is that I'm going to do. What is it that I have to be prepared for? So Sunday night, I'm doing that for the entire week. And then by Monday morning, I know exactly what I have to do. So my schedule today, I don't have a break until 4:30 today. So from right now until 4:30, I have one 30-minute time slot that I have open, and I have a bunch of calls that I've already kind of prepared for, sent out messages of what those people need to be prepared for those calls. So I am creating the momentum for the week so that when I get on these meetings, none of them are unproductive. None of them are momentum killers, right? And throughout today, I'll have, small little breaks where we'll cut those calls off 5 minutes early or 10 minutes early. There's always some kind of shift in the calendar, but ultimately I'm playing offense all day today, right? I have so much on my plate, so many things to do. Couple things got thrown on my plate at the end of last week that are kind of critical that I need to handle. And so I was able to kind of place those things at the end of the day today because I didn't have anything past 3:30. So now 3:30 to 4:30, I have another appointment to kind of finish the day, and then I'll be driving home. But the key to that is, guys, is playing offense. It's looking at your calendar, figuring out where you can get more productive. For me, back when I was in a sales position, actively selling every single day or actively building relationships with clients every single day, I had that time blocked. So right now where I have calls, those would have been, me reaching out to people, me connecting with people on LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram, and sending messages, sending text messages, sending follow-ups. But it's about creating an offensive plan for your week is how you become most successful. It's how you become most productive. And it's how you build the momentum that will carry you from one day to the next, 1 week to the next. So when you look at the end of the day today, so when 4:30 comes and I drive home and 5 o'clock, I get to my house here and I sit down at the desk for a couple of minutes. Now I'm reviewing tomorrow, right? And I'm looking at what does Tuesday have? What does Tuesday include? And what do I have to do to be prepared? So I'll send a message to those people that I'm meeting with tomorrow that I need information, specific information to talk about in those meetings. But I am always a day ahead. I'm always a week ahead at a high level and a day ahead as far as what I'm actually digging into. And so that is that's really the trick, guys, to how to make the most productive week happen. It is about playing offense, because if we leave open space on our calendar, this is a big one. you will be playing defense all week. And when you're playing defense all week, you're not going to be very happy because all the things that you don't want to deal with are going to happen to you. All the issues are going to be dumped in your lap. All the useless calls that you don't need to take, you're going to be asked to take. If you are busy, if you are productive, you're going to be doing more of the activities that you want to do and need to do, and less of the stuff that isn't going to create the things in your life that you want. It's just a fact. And so I encourage you guys to look at that. What does your routine look like as you attempt to make the most of your week? What does it look like? Have you been properly prepared? And again, if you didn't do it yesterday, no big deal. Work through today and sit down tonight and plan out the rest of your week. But I promise you this, the 30 minutes to an hour that I generally take on Sunday night to plan out my week, without a doubt, makes my week 10 times more productive because it allows me to see what are the things that I'm doing, what are the things that maybe need to be rescheduled or reassigned or delegated to somebody else. Who can I get involved in those things? So I'm ahead of the game when it comes to how my week is going to flow. And if you're not doing that, then you're not being intentional with your time, which means you don't respect time. And so time won't respect you. And when you look back at the week and you say, I didn't get anything done that I wanted to get done, that is a planning issue. It's a planning issue, and it's an open door for all kinds of time to be sucked up and used for things that you don't need to use them for. Great comment, Brett. Couldn't agree more. You have to keep some time open for defense. So, 30 minute to an hour slot here and there allows you to get back to people, allows you to deal with issues. Sometimes those things don't happen. Sometimes you got to jam that stuff in to be able to get back to people, respond to issues, things like that. But in an ideal world, Brett is correct. You want to be reverse engineering your schedule so that every couple of hours you have 15 minutes or 30 minutes so that you can kind of catch up with things, check in on things. So doesn't always work that way, but that is without a doubt the best way to approach your schedule. So I hope this message was helpful for you guys this morning. I hope it gave you some clarity and perspective this beautiful Monday morning. Here in Pittsburgh, it was 1 degrees out. How do you say that? 1 degree or 1 degrees? It was cold as hell outside this morning when I went out to get in my car. And man, it's going to be a welcome spring this year because it is so darn cold here in Pittsburgh. So, but I hope this message warms you guys up for the week this morning. And I hope that you all did spend some time planning. If not, certainly just do it. Spend the time, invest the time. Set it aside and make sure that how you're spending your time is the very best that you can. If you guys need a way to be organized, drop me a message, drop me a DM. I've got a planner that I've created for myself that I'd be happy to share with you guys. You guys can just print it out, put it in a binder, get it printed at FedEx or something like that and use it. It is an incredibly effective way to plan your week, to write down your gratitude, to write down your goals, to keep track of what you're reading or listening to, and then, what critical tasks and what are you doing with your time from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And that planner has helped me become far more effective with my time and far more successful than I used to be at managing it. So, all right, guys, awesome. Thanks for spending time with me this morning. Wishing you guys an amazing week. And until next time, I will see you tomorrow morning. Same place, same time, right here on Morning Perspective. I love you guys. Thanks for being here.
It is ultimately important for you to look at your goals, truly what you want to do in your life, and then look at the people who you spend the most time with in your life and figure out if that lines up.